राधा कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज रंजन जय राधा बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदा यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदा यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो पदाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती भगवानी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिगतानि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे हरिहराय नमः कृष्णाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः गोपाल श्रीमधुसूदन गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मोहन श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गीता हरि गुरु वैष्णव भगवत गीता श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल रघुनाथ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय बलदेव, जय बलदेव स्वामी, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा, जय सुभद्रा, जय सुभद्रा, जय सुभद्रा, नित्यानंद स्वामी नयन पतगामी, नयन पतगामी भावतुमे, जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पतगामी, नयन पतगामी भावतुमे, नित्याय गौरांग, नित्याय गौरांग हरि, जय सच्चिदानंद, जय सच्चिदानंद, जय सच्चिदानंद हरि, पतित पावना, पतित पावना, पतित पावना हरि, जय जय प्रभु, प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव, गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव, नित्य गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौरा हरि बोल। हरि हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, कार्तिक दामोदर मास की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. We continue to pray. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गता मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्कितं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता कान्ता तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे ओम भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायण स्तुत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने विषये नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये नमो ब्राह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Raju Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Subbaru Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Sanjay Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna,
Dhanavad Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Abhicharan Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Shilpa Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Jyotsna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dhanavad
Hare
Pranam, Prabhuji,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Saraswati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Akinchan Priya Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Giraj Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Santosh Aditya Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Satyadev Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Raju Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams to all Prabhuji's Matajis. I have no qualifications to touch even Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. Forget about reading, study. I don't have qualification even to touch it. Even today, I don't have touch it. It is just the mercy of Lilananda Prabhu. His case, Lilananda Prabhu. Yes, yeah, Balagovind Prabhu teaches the mercy. Okay, trying to attempt read the Bhagavatam. Please God forgive me if there were any mistakes in that. Hare Krishna. Let me start sharing my screen. Prabhuji, కొంచెం వాయిస్ లోగా వస్తుంది ప్రభుజీ. ఒక నిమిషం.
Hare Krishna. Hope this voice is better, Prabhuji. Satyadev Prabhu, you want to confirm?
Yes, Prabhu, this is much better.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you, Prabhu.
much better. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, I'm sharing my screen. Hope we are able to see, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, we can see.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, we are at Canto 4, chapter 25. The description of the characteristics of King Puranjana. So, last 2 weeks, I think last week we have gone through till the sloka number 24. Okay, so I'll just give a summary what we have gone through, and today we'll try to complete the section. Total, this particular chapter has 5 sections. Okay, first 2 sections we have already completed, and third section we will try to go through today. So the first section, what is that we have understand is Narada's mercy son, Prachina Bharashad. Prachina Parishad. So Lord Shiva, first Lord Shiva disappeared and the Parishad recites the Rudra Gita. The next one is first, this is where the actuality started. Narada goes to, there is, Prachina Parishad, and asks, what do you gain by karma? So we all know that this king, Prachina Parishad is only doing karma, fruitive actions. So Narada Maharshi is so merciful on this king, and he wants to give the mercy. He wants to show the devotional service path, Krishna conscious path. That is the reason Narada Maharshi visited this king. So Prachina Parishad requests the pure knowledge, admitting his misfortune, because of his misfortune and because of Grohamedis. So he said yes, he requested to share the pure knowledge. He admitted whatever he is doing was a mistake, and then he wants to show the path. The king has requested Narada Maharshi. Now the Narada Maharshi shows the sacrificed animals in the sky. So because of all his fruitive actions, he has killed so many animals as part of the yajna, and then he showed all these animals now ready to take the revenge against you. That is what he has shown in these slokas. Then the next section started, which we have seen last Sunday. The Narada Maharshi narrates the story of Puranjana. Now he started explaining the entire knowledge through a story. That is story of the Puranjana. Puranjana is another king. That the next 3-4 chapters we will see the story of Puranjana king. The Narada Maharshi is so kind enough to explain everything as a part of a story. Now Puranjana searches for a suitable place. He's a king. He wants to rule. He's searching for a suitable place. Now the description of the city of 9 gates. So where Puranjana wants to live, he wants to live in a city, and that itself is actually 9 gates, which is like a body. Means that soul wants to take, this body and wants to enjoy. That is what we understood in between these 13 to 19 slokas. Description of 9 gates, it's about nose, mouth, all that is being explained. The next one, the next part is 20 to 24. Puranjana sees a beautiful woman, Puranjani, as her and her description. So 20 to 24 slokas, we understand Puranjana king has seen a beautiful woman. Her name is Puranjani. And in these slokas from 20 to 24, about 5 slokas, Vyasa Maharshi, and Bhagavatam explained how this Puranjani looks. And also Prabhupada has given a very strong purpose. Last week, last Sunday, we understand the descriptions of all that. Now we are starting the section 3. What is the section 3 is talking about? A beautiful woman becomes a Puranjana's queen. This lady, this woman, Mataji, Puranjana's wife, Puranjani, has become wife. A beautiful woman becomes Puranjana's queen. That is what we are seeing till 44. And the puppets are very strong, very beautiful, and they are very, very useful for Grihastha's life. So we will try to walk through each puppet, in this section. This chapter itself is very, very, then this chapter and next subsequent 2-3 chapters are very important for Grihastha life, and where to stop and how to stop this materialistic enjoyment, especially this sex life enjoyment, is being explained by Prabhupada very, very beautifully and very blunt way. Prabhupada is very straightforward, in the puppets. So let us see what Prabhupada explains in these puppets. So first, in this section, it has total 3 subsections here. The first subsection is talking about Puranjana flatters the woman, and requests us to become his wife. He's been pleaded her to become his wife. Then Puranjana, the next one is Puranjani advocates, Pravritti Marga, and we will see what is Pravritti Marga and discourages Nivritti Marga. We will understand what is Pravritti Marga and what is Nivritti Marga, and happily agrees to become his wife. She agreed. That is what we see in this section, 30 to 42. Then the last subsection in this particular chapter is 42 to 44. Then their enjoyment in the city. that is through body. Okay, that is what we will see. So at a high level, we'll just see the summary of what we have discussed, and then we'll move to purports. Hope my voice is everything is clear. The first section, Narada Muni's mercy on a Prachina Varshit. Okay, that is what we have seen. Then the next section is talking about Narada narrates the story of Puranjana. So he explained the story of Puranjana. The entire knowledge, okay, Narada Maharshi is explaining through the story of Puranjana. Now this section, that is 9 to 12, is a story. Now here, the description of the city of the 9 gates, okay, which is very important here. He's been explaining here, description. So he said like, the last weeks, okay, we have seen the description of the city. It is been explained, area of aspects of the city. So in the slokas, it is mentioned walls, okay, prakas, towers, and windows, gates, house. All that is representation of the comparison with our bodies, like skin, hairs, okay, highest part of the nose, okay, eyes. Okay, actually, Narada Maharshi is trying to explain a human body, okay, and how a person enjoys. So he's explaining everything through a story. And the capital of the state is talking about a heart, and assembly of the house, heart. Okay, streets crossings. Okay, street crossings is explained with a place of place below the plate where the passengers of the mouth, nose, eyes, and ears and meet. And then streets, okay, and gambling house, okay, and market. Market is gross mind. Okay, so like that is lot of explanation which we have seen last week. 1 second, I'll try to get my adapter, okay, which will fit in both mouse and headset. Thank you. So beautiful trees and creepers enriching nice lake, groups of birds, bees. Okay, so Narada Maharshi is explaining all the city here, and the actual meaning of that city is a human body. Okay, so he's talking about the beautiful trees, creepers enriching the nice lake, a grouping of birds, bees chanting and humming. All that he's talking about favorable conditions surrounding the sex impulse. And then wind, waterfall, spring air. So he's talking about different types of rasas. Okay, non-violent animals, no sinful reactions due to the Piasec's result. So, so I'm not going through the individuals here, okay, but I'm just talking about 9 gates, okay, which has been explained. 9 gates, a city, okay, which has been explained, a comparison to our body. That is what we have understood in this section. Now, this section 20 to 24 also we have seen, that is Puranjana sees a beautiful woman, Puranjani. So actually, this Puranjani is nothing but a different aspects of our physical body only. So what is that Puranjani? Puranjani actually is intelligence functioning with ignorance. That is what is Puranjani. So we are going to see what Puranjani is talking about in the slokas. But we need to understand, we need to interpret in such a way that what is this Puranjani? Puranjani is nothing but intelligence functioning with ignorance. Okay. See, she arrived. Okay. In last section, last week we have seen she arrived on her own. Okay. That is basically the initial relationship of the jiva with the material intelligence arises without cause. Okay. Then the 10 servants with hundreds of wives, which we have seen last week. So she came with how many servants? 10 servants with hundreds of wives. So it's talking about those 10 senses, 10 servants are nothing but 10 senses, and with hundreds of wives with many desires. And then in Sloka 21, we have seen, and she is protected by 5 hooded snake. What is that 5-headed snake? It's talking about prana, our prana. We are living here because of our prana, right? Okay, that is vital life force. And then beautiful and young. she appeared anxious to find a suitable husband. That is what is being explained in Sloka 21, right? What is that? That is intelligence. Our own intelligence cannot act without consciousness. That is the meaning of this. Then the beautifully decorated face. So it is been explained in Sloka 22 that Puranjani is decorated with a beautiful face. That is ways of acquiring knowledge. And she has a beautiful nose. That is our knowledge of smell. And she has a beautiful teeth. That is explained in Sloka 22. And that is nothing but our ability to taste flavors and chew. And beautiful forehead. She has a beautiful forehead. And that is clarity of intelligence, it seems. All right. So this is what we have seen. And then in Sloka 23, we have seen she's dark in complexion or dressed up in yellow saree and gold belt. She has made a gold belt. Vadranam. Okay. And 2 feet jiggling with ankle bells. What is all that? And she's intelligence covers with a lot for Jiva. Intelligence covers of the lot for Jiva. Intelligence covered by actions in Rajas. Intelligence unsteady in hearing scriptures. So these are all related to the intelligence covered. Okay. Then she has 2 breasts. That is what? Raga and Dvesha. Raga is youthful. Raga and Dvesha are always young. They are always young for us. And they are round, it seems, with no space in between them. So they are equally bewildering. And that there is so much for us, right? Equally bewildering for all of us. There are so many things in this world. She tried to hide them with the end of her cloth out of shyness. So that is talking about cluttered. Okay, people try to hide raga and dvesha. So we always try to hide, saying that like I don't have any raga, I don't have any dvesha. But having like a very nice devotional clothes and nice tilaka, we always at least I always try to hide that I am such a pure devotee without raga and dvesha. Okay, that's how I give a lot of covering. That is what he's talking about. So Bhagavatam is very blunt. Okay, Bhagavatam, especially Srila Prabhupada's purports and translations are very blunt. It opens up our mind, open up our heart, and shows this is what you are. Sometimes I get amazed how Prabhupada is talking about whatever is there in my heart, whatever cruelty, whatever desires, horrible desires are there in my mind. Mind is being completely shown in the purports. Sometimes I feel the puppet is written for me. Okay, it's just showing my mind or the desires in my heart. Okay, so this is what is a summary which we have seen the last week, and then today we are starting this one, the 25 to 44. A beautiful woman becomes a Puranjana's queen. Okay, let's go to the puppets. So the sloka 25, where we have started. So let us straight away go for a translations. So here the Puranjana, the hero, become attracted by the eyebrows and smiling face of very beautiful girl, and was immediately pierced by the arrows of her lusty desires. It's done. When she smiled shyly, she looked very beautiful to Puranjana, who although a hero could not refrain from addressing her. So Puranjana has seen Puranjani and he's completely attracted by her eyebrows and attracted by her smiling face, it seems. Smiling face of that beautiful girl. Now let us see the translation. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So every living entity is a hero in 2 ways. So let's understand how we all become heroes in 2 ways. When he is a victim of illusion energy, he works as a great hero in the material world. He works as a great hero in the material world. As a great leader, politician, businessman, industrialist, okay, big industrialist, big politician, big businessman, they all what? We praise them as heroes, no? And his heroic activities contribute to the material advancement of civilization. How many such heroes we have? We have so many heroes, no? So a politician is a hero, a leader, a great leader is a hero, a businessman is a hero, industrialist is a hero. That is how it's been shown today in today's society. One can also become a hero by being master of sense or Goswami. So one can become a hero by becoming this businessman. Or alternative is one can become a hero by being a master of senses as well. Master of senses means become a Goswami, a Maharaj. Okay. Material activities are false heroic activities. Here Prabhupada started explaining who is real hero. Material activities are false heroic activities. They are not true heroic activities. They are false heroic activities. Whereas restraining the sense from the material engagement is real great heroism. If somebody is trying to restrain the senses from the material engagement, is a great hero according to Srila Prabhupada, according to Bhagavatam. Yesterday we have distributed Bhagavatams. Okay, 420 Bhagavatams we have distributed. Okay, so we all participated in that. So only Bhagavatam is stealing this real knowledge. Okay, no other scripture can talk about something like this. Who is real hero? Who could try to restrain the senses from the material engagement is a real hero. That is what he's talking about. However, a greed hero, one may be in the material world. He can be immediately conquered by the lumps of flesh and blood known as a breast of the woman. See how strong here Prabhupada is. However, every word, every sentence is a nectar here, and there is a learning for us. However, a great hero, one may be in the material world. Okay, whatever great hero we call it as today, I don't want to name. Okay, we have so many heroes in cricket, okay, in sports, in business, in industries. We have so many heroes, so many CEOs are there, no? So many managing directors. They started from ground zero. Yeah. However, great hero, okay, he or she may be, or he, one may be in the material world, he can be immediately conquered. That hero is immediately conquered by lumps of flesh and blood known as the breast of a woman. In the history, we don't need further explanation. It is self-explanatory. In the history of material activities, there are many examples like Roman hero Antony, who became captivated by a beauty. Okay, who is that? Clapto, okay, Cleopatra, Cleopatra, Antony,
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, okay, Cleopatra. Similarly, a great hero in India named Bajirao became a victim of women, okay, during the Maharashtrian politics, and he was defeated. Okay, from the history we understand that formerly politicians used to employ beautiful girls who were trained as okay Vaishya Kanya. These girls had poison injected to their bodies from beginning of their lives, so that due course they would become so immune to the poison and so poisonous themselves that simply by kissing a person they could kill him. That is what history Prabhupada is explaining. These poisonous girls were engaged to see an enemy to kill him with a kiss. Okay, it's him just with a kiss, like somebody can kill. Thus, there are many instances in a human history of heroes who have been curbed simply by women. Being part of the parcel of Krishna, the living entity, is certainly a great hero. Okay, Prabhupada is saying, okay, we are part and parcel of Krishna. The living entity is certainly a great hero, but due to his own weakness, okay, as a humans, we all have the weakness. As a Baddha Jivas, we all have the weakness. Then he becomes attracted to these material features. So here there is a sloka. Anybody wants to read this sloka?
Let me do, Prabhu.
Anybody?
Let me do. Is it audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Giriraj Prabhu, please go. Yes, audible Prabhu here.
Krishna Bahirmukana Bhogavanchakare Nikatastha Mayatare Japati Adhare. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So it is said in Prema Vaivarta, okay, and there is a big great scripture, Prema Vaivarta, okay, that when a living entity wants to enjoy a material nature, he is immediately victimized by this material energy. If somebody wants to enjoy in this material nature, immediately victimized by material energy. A living entity is not forced to become into material world. We are not forced to come here, Prabhuji's Mataji's. We volunteer to come here. We want to come here, not even volunteered. We want to come this material world and enjoy. So the living entity is not forced to come into this material world. He makes his own choice. It's my choice to come to this world and enjoy. Being attracted by a beautiful woman. Every living entity has the freedom to be attracted by material nature or to stand as a hero to resist that attraction. See here this sentence, how worthy for us to understand. Every living entity has a freedom to be attracted by material nature. Okay. I can be attracted by a plot or land or a woman or anything or a gold, or to stand as a hero. If I'm not attracted means, if somebody is not attracted means like Prabhupada is calling as a hero and resist that attraction. It is simply a question of the living entities being attracted and not being attracted. It's simply a question of living entities being attracted, not being attracted. It's all depends upon our will, what you want to be attracted or not being attracted. There is no question of being forced to come in contact with the material energy. Okay. There is no question of being forced. We are not being forced. Actually, we are connected. We are attached to this material world, and there is no attachment. Okay, one who can keep himself steady and resist attraction of the material nature is certainly a hero. One who keep himself steady and resist the attraction of this material world is certainly hero, and deserves to be called as a Goswami. Here, Prabhupada is clearly telling who is a real hero. A Goswami. A Goswami is being called as, okay, who has resist attraction to this material nature. Unless one is matter, unless one is master to the senses, he cannot become Goswami. We have to become master to the senses. Goswami is nothing but mastering the senses. The living entity can take one of the two positions in the world. Now here Prabhupada is concluding. He may become servant of his senses, or he may become master of them. So, at a high level, all the living entities classified into two. One becomes servant of his senses. Another classification, one becomes master of them. By becoming the servant of senses, one becomes a great material hero. By becoming the master of the senses, one becomes a Goswami or a spiritual hero. So, you want to become a material hero or spiritual hero? So, it is up to us to decide. So, how blunt is Bhagavatam? How clear the Bhagavatam? How self-explanatory Bhagavatam? We don't need to use our own words, Prabhuji's Mataji's. We don't need that intelligence to create our own new words, okay, new vocabulary. Not required. Read the puppet of Prabhupada line word by word, line by line, para by para. We understand everything. What is what? We don't need our own sentences. We don't need vocabulary. We don't need grammar, anything, nothing. A simple language is good enough for us to understand Bhagavatam. See, Prabhupada is saying, you want to become a great material hero or you want to become spiritual hero? It's up to you to decide. Haribol. So I'm moving to the next sloka. Hope it is clear. The next sloka, 4.25.26. Summary is very clear of the previous sloka. So the translation, my dear lotus-eyed, kindly explain to me where you are coming from. Now this king is talking to that girl. Puranjana is talking to Puranjani. Okay, what are the questions? Kindly explain to me where you are coming from. Who are you? And whose daughter you are? Three questions. Explain me where you are coming from, who are you, and whose daughter you are. You appear to be very chaste. So he started praising her. You appear to be very chaste. And what is the purpose of you coming here? Okay. So he's living in this society, in this city, right? So, okay, she came to this city. He has suddenly seen her. What is the purpose of you coming here? What you are trying to do? Please explain all these things to me. He has put a good number of questions. Now, she tries to, now Prabhupada has given a purport for this. Okay. And he gave little more details. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Mataji, anybody wants to read this? Para, only one para we have. Let us read it. Hare Krishna, Satyadev Prabhu, please read it. Thank you, Prabhu.
Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The first aphorism in this Vedanta Sutra is the Athato Brahma Jignasa. In the human form of life, one should put many questions to himself and to his intelligence. In the various forms of life, lower than human life and human life, the intelligence does not go beyond the range of life's primary necessities, namely eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Dogs, cats, tigers are always busy trying to find something to eat or a place to sleep, or trying to defend and have sexual intercourse successfully. In the human form of life, however, one should be intelligent enough to ask what he is, why he has come into this world, what his duty is, who is the supreme controller, what is the difference between dull matter and the living entity, etc. There are so many questions, and the person who is actually intelligent should simply inquire about the supreme source of everything. Athato Brahma Jignasa. A living entity is always connected with a certain amount of intelligence, but in human form of life, the living entity must inquire about his spiritual identity. This is the real human intelligence. It is said that one who simply conscious of the body is no better than animal, even though he be in the human form. In Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Sri Krishna says, "Sar, sar, Sarvesham chaham hridhi sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishta bhakta smriti gnana apoha namcha." I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. In the animal form, the living entity is completely forgetful of his relationship with God. This is called apohanam, or forgetfulness. In the human form of life, however, consciousness is more greatly developed. Consequently, the human being has a chance to understand his relationship with God. In the human form, one should utilize his intelligence by asking all these questions, just as Puranjana, the living entity, is asking the unknown girl where she's where she's from, what her business is, why she is present, etc. These are inquiries about the Atma Tattva, self-realization. The conclusion is that unless a living entity is inquisitive about self-realization, he is nothing but an animal. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Such a strong statement by Prabhupada at last. The conclusion is that unless a living entity is the inquisitor of self-realization, he is nothing but an animal. What is this self-realization? What is this inquisitive? Okay, having a question, who am I? Why did I come to this particular planet? What is the purpose of this life? What is that I'm trying to achieve? What is that I'm trying to do? What is my final goal? If these kind of questions are not there, if one do not have a goal in the life, or not to realize the purpose of this life, Prabhupada is saying that the human is nothing but animal. Which is Shastra can talk more details than Bhagavatam for all of us. That is the reason yesterday everybody was glorifying Bhagavatam. Yesterday there so many priests came. We have seen the happiness in the priest yesterday, because they all know the value of Bhagavatam. And now when they have received the Bhagavatam first canto and they received the boxes, they were very extremely excited. They are very, very extremely happy. And they are very happy that they received the complete Bhagavatam. All 18 books. That they will read it. slowly, gradually, because they have all these questions. And everybody is having a journey. Everybody is having a journey in the journey. So if somebody do not have these questions, is nothing but animal. That is what is Prabhupada is talking. So we should have all these questions. So who are we? Where we came from? Where? What is our life? And and also Prabhupada is condemning the, okay, if you don't have these questions, and then we are nothing but we are doing eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, just like a dogs and tigers and any animal. Okay. So let me move, Prabhuji's Mataji's, with your permission, to the next sloka. The next sloka is sloka number 27. My dear lotus-eyed, who are those 11 strong bodyguards with you? There are total 11 bodyguards. She came. She was there in that city when he has seen. And who are those 10 specific servants? Who are those women following? Who are those women? There are so many women following, it seems, these 10 servants. There are 10 servants. Okay, these 10 servants followed by so many women, it seems. And he has seen a snake also. And who is the snake that is preceding you? There is some snake is there. And who is that snake? So he's asked all these questions. Now let us see the purport. The 10 strong servants of the mind are the 10 strong servants of the mind are 5 working senses and 5 knowledge gathering senses. 5 regular senses, working senses, and 5 knowledge gathering senses. We all know what are those 5 senses and knowledge gathering senses. All these 10 senses work under aegis of mind. That is what is total 11. All these 10 senses, the works under the control of mind. The mind and the 10 senses combined become 11 strong bodyguards. Those 11 bodyguards are there always with that woman. Now hundreds of women are serving these bodyguards, right? So what are those? The hundreds of women under the juridification of the senses are addressed here as lalana. The mind works under the intelligence. The mind is working under intelligence. And under mind, there are these 10 senses. And under the 10 senses, we have our innumerable desires to be fulfilled. Those are those hundreds of women. Okay. What are those hundreds of women? They are senses of innumerable desires. Okay. Which these senses wants. All these senses, all these, however, depend upon one vital life force, which is here represented as a snake. What is that vital life force that is represented as snake? That is prana, our prana. Okay. As long as this vital force is there, the mind works. And under the mind, the senses work. And these senses give rise to many material desires. What is the senses do? The senses ask for nothing but material desires. So when eyes sees tongue, when eyes see some nice food, and it tells tongue, and lala jalam. Okay, water comes from tongue, and tongue says that go and grab and eat it. That's how it works. Yeah, we all know that. And the sense give rise to so many material diseases. Actually, the living entity known as Puranjana is embraced by so much paraphernalia. All these paraphernalia simply constitute different sources of anxiety, but one who surrendered unto the Supreme Person of the Godhead. If somebody is surrendered to Supreme Person of Godhead and who leaves all business of him, is free from such anxieties. So when we will not have these anxieties, what is anxiety? Anxiety for what? Anxiety to satisfy the senses. If we are surrendered to Supreme Person of the Godhead, then these anxiety will disappear. Okay. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaja advises a person who has been taken the materialistic way of life. If somebody is taking the materialistic way of life, which is never permanent, but always temporary, to take the shelter of Supreme Person of the Godhead and leave aside all so-called responsibilities in order to get free from all these anxieties. That is what Prahlad Maharaj is advising all of us. So let's move on. The next sloka, sloka 28. My dear beautiful girl. Now he started. Puranjana is talking to Puranjani. Now, oh my dear beautiful girl, you are exactly like goddess of fortune, or the wife of Lord Shiva, or the goddess of learning. So he's trying to say, oh, you're looking so beautiful. You maybe looks like Parvati, or you may be Lakshmi, or you may be like a Saraswati, or the wife of Lord Brahma. Although you must be one of them, you may be one of them. I see that you are okay loitering in the forest. Indeed, you are a silent. You are as silent as the great sages. You're not talking, so you're like a silent as a great sages. Great sages doesn't speak, and they are do meditation. Okay, is that is it that you're searching for your own husband because you're looking here, you're very silent, you're looking for your own husband, you're searching whoever your husband may be, simply by understanding that you are so faithful to him, you are so faithful to him, whoever you choose as husband, he'll be so faithful to that person. He will come to possess all appearances. He will come to possess all appearances. I think you may be the goddess of fortune. He is concluding. You are maybe the goddess of fortune. You may be a Lakshmi only. But I do not see your lotus flower on your hand. So Lord Lakshmi always holds flower. Okay. I do not see the lotus flower in hand. Therefore, I'm asking you where you have thrown that lotus. Okay, where you have thrown that lotus. You are like Lakshmi only. But Lakshmi always carry a lotus flower, but you do not have. Where did you thrown that? So he was talking to that lady Puranjani. Okay, so let us understand this purport. Everyone thinks that the intelligence is perfect. Everyone thinks that his intelligence is perfect. Okay, I always think that my intelligence, I am very intelligent. What I am doing is correct. That is how we think, right? Okay. Otherwise, we can't survive in this material world. So I always think that what I'm doing is perfect, correct. Not even correct, perfect. In fact, that's what I always think. What I'm doing is perfect. And there is no other perfect than me. That is what everyone thinks in this material world. Sometimes one employs his intelligence in the worship of Uma. What is that we do? Sometimes one employs his worship to worship Uma, okay, the wife of Lord Shiva, in order to obtain beautiful wife. If somebody wants a beautiful wife, it seems he worships us Uma Parvati. She grants beautiful wife. Sometimes when one wants to become a learned Lord Brahma, he employs intelligence in the worship of goddess of learning Saraswati. If you want knowledge, okay, go to Saraswati. Sometimes when one wishes to become as a opulent as Lord Vishnu, want to become like opulent Lord Vishnu has lot of prosperity, okay, because he's husband of Lord Lakshmi, he's husband of Lakshmi, Lord, okay, fortune, opulent as Lord Vishnu. Then what he will do? He worships the goddess fortune, Lakshmi. Then Lakshmi grants Lakshmi. That is what she has. So in this verse, all these inquiries are made by King Paranjana, the living entity who is bewildered and does not know how to employ his intelligence. He doesn't know how to employ his intelligence. Intelligence should be employed, see Prabhupada is telling, intelligence should be employed in the service of Supreme Person of the Godhead. That is what is right intelligence. If someone employs the intelligence to service the Supreme Person of the Godhead, then that is intelligence. Yesterday we have seen, see, the Gachibowli Satsang group and ISKCON Rampalli group under the leadership of Madhav Gopinath Prabhu. What is that they did? Such a wonderful distribution. How much planning happened? So wonderful planning, so great planning, and all the intelligence is being used to serve the Supreme Person of the Godhead. And what all both the satsangs were doing from last 10 days is right way of using intelligence. That serving Supreme Person of the Godhead. And Prabhupada is telling exactly the same. Use for the purpose, serving the Supreme Person of Godhead. As soon as his intelligence is in this way, the goddess of fortune, if you are really utilizing, okay, for the serving Vishnu, then the what goddess of fortune do? automatically become favorable to him. Okay, and the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, never remains, okay, without her husband, Lord Vishnu. So we cannot, okay, worship only Lord Lakshmi. We should worship Lord Lakshmi with Lord Vishnu, because even if she comes, it is going to be very temporary for us. Because Goddess of Fortune will not stay without Vishnu, without worship of Vishnu. Okay. Consequently, when one worship Lord Vishnu, he automatically obtains the favor of Goddess Fortune. Okay. If you worship Vishnu, okay, his wife Fortune will automatically come. That is what is Prabhupada is saying here. One should not like Ravana. Okay. Now he's saying, okay, so don't be like Ravana. Okay. Only worshipping or want only fortune, Lakshmi. No, you should not do that. One should not like a Ravana worshipping of goddess of fortune alone, for she cannot remain long without her husband. Okay, she will not live without her husband. She will move away. She is Chanchala. That is what is Prabhupada is saying here. Thus, her other name is Chanchala or restless. In this verse, it is clear that the Puranjana is representing our intelligence while he is talking the goal. Okay, he is not only appreciated the shyness of the gold, but actually becomes more and more attracted that shyness. Okay, he is attracted by that shyness, woman's shyness. Okay, a man attracted by her shyness. Okay, so Prabhupada is opening our heart surgery and putting our heart in front of us. Hari bol. He was actually thinking of becoming her husband. Okay, he was actually thinking of becoming her husband, and consequently was asking her whether she was thinking of her prospective husband or whether she was married. Okay, this example of boga icha, the desire of enjoyment. One who is attracted by such desires become conditioned in this material world, and one who is not so attracted attains liberation. One is not attracted to this. Okay, is Baddha Jiva. When he is not attracted, he becomes liberation. King Puranjana, King Puranjana was appreciating the beauty of the goal as if she were goddess of fortune. But at the same time, he was careful to understand the goddess of fortune cannot become enjoyed e- anyone except Lord Vishnu. He doubled, since he doubled whether the Gaul was a Gaul was a fortune, goddess of fortune, he's inquired about the lotus flower she was not holding. The metal word is also goddess of fortune, okay, because metal energy works under the direction of Lord Vishnu, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Mayadekshena, okay, Prakriti, okay, Suyate Sa Characharam. The material world cannot be enjoyed by any living entity. Here, Prabhupada is very blunt. What is that we came here? We came here to enjoy. But actually, this material cannot be enjoyed by the living entity. If one desires to enjoy it, he immediately becomes like a Ravana. Okay. Hiranyakasipu or Kamsa. Because Ravana wanted to enjoy the goddess fortune, Sita Devi, he was vanquished with all his family. If somebody wants to enjoy, what happens? Will be vanquished with all his family, wealth and opulence. One can, however, enjoy that Maya bestowed upon the living entity by the Lord Vishnu. The satisfaction of one's senses and desires means enjoying Maya, not the goddess fortune. Okay, it is not possible. That's what Prabhupada is clearly explaining to all of us. So let's go to next sloka. I think I'm going a bit slow because the puppets are very, very beautiful, very nectarious. So I will try to go a bit fast. Okay, oh greatly fortune one. It appears that you are none of the women I have mentioned, because now he is concluding that you may not be Lakshmi, you may not be Parvati, you may not be Saraswati. Because I see that your feet are touching the ground. If it is goddesses, no, their feet won't touch the ground. They just hang on the earth, air. That's what here King is concluding. Okay, but if you are some woman in this planet, you can, like a goddess, like you are like them, who is accompanied by Lord Vishnu, increase the beauty of Vaikuntha planets. Also increase the beauty of the city by associating with me. Okay, so by associating me, you can also increase the beauty of the city. You should understand that I'm a great hero. and a very powerful king on this planet. He is talking about himself. Now he needs to introduce himself, right? So that that lady, that girl, Puranjani will be attracted by this. So he is telling that how that woman will be attracted. So he's telling, I'm a great hero. I'm a very powerful king on this planet. So you better get attracted to me. That is what he's telling. So let us read this. Anybody wants to read this para? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Let me
Prabhu.
read.
Yeah, please.
There is a difference between.
Yes, Prabhu. Sorry. Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu. Please go ahead. There is a difference between demonic.
There is a difference between demonic mentality and devotional mentality. The devotee knows perfectly well that the goddess of fortune, who is a constant companion of Vishnu or Narayana, cannot be enjoyed by the living entity. And this higher sense of understanding is called Krishna consciousness.
Mm,
Nonetheless, everyone wants to become happy by imitating the prosperity of Narayana. In this
mm,
verse, Puranjana states that the girl appears to be an ordinary woman. However, since he is attracted by her, he requests that she becomes as happy as the goddess of fortune by associating with him. Thus, he introduces himself as a great king with great influence so that she might accept him as her husband and be happy as the goddess of fortune. To try to enjoy this material world as a subordinate of supreme personality of Godhead is godly. The demons, however, want to enjoy this material world without considering the supreme personality of Godhead. This is the difference between the demon and demigod.
mm,
The word bhuvi spark mentioned in the verse is very significant. When the demigod sometimes comes to this planet, they do not touch the ground. Puranjana could understand that this girl did not belong to the transcendental world or the higher planetary system because her feet were touching the ground. Since every woman in the world wants her husband to be very influential, rich, and powerful, Puranjana, to seduce the girl, introduced himself as such a personality. In material world, whether one be a man or a woman, one wants to enjoy. A man wants to enjoy a beautiful woman, and woman wants to enjoy the powerful opulent man. Every living entity who possesses such material desires is called Purusha
mm.
or the enjoyer. Specifically, it appears that the woman is enjoyed and the man is enjoyer. But internally, everyone is enjoyer. Consequently, everything in this material world is called Maya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Attention, Prabhu. Very nice reading. So here it's not that in this material world only man is an enjoyer. Okay. Everyone, okay, irrespective of whether it is a man or woman, if somebody has an enjoying tendency, is nothing but man. Okay. And suppose somebody wants like have so much prosperity like Vishnu, okay, we're competing with God, and which is never possible. Okay, but like we have the tendency to compete with God. Okay, that is what is the demon and demigod. Demons are always compared with God. They want to have wealth. That is the demon's mentality. Okay, demigod surrenders to God, serve God. Now, irrespective of a man or woman, have a enjoying attitude means that's a men attitude. That's what his Prabhupada is saying. Okay. See, a man wants to enjoy a beautiful woman, a woman wants to enjoy a powerful, opulent woman. That is what happens. Every living entity who possesses such a material desire, it's called Purusha, enjoy. Doesn't matter whether it is a man or woman. Okay. Superficially, it appears that the woman is the enjoyed and the man is the enjoyer. Superficially. But internally, everyone is an enjoyer. Okay. Woman is also enjoying. Okay. Consequently, everything in this material world is called Maya. Okay. Let's move to the next sloka. Sloka number 30. Certainly, your glances upon me today was very much agitated in mind. He's very upfront and telling. Okay, your glances upon me, you have seen me. Okay, today are very much agitated. My mind got agitated. Your smile, which is full of shyness, but at the same time lusty, is agitated the most powerful cupid within me. Okay, is agitated, most powerful cupid within me. Therefore, O most beautiful, I ask you to be merciful upon me. He's saying, be merciful means you become my partner. So everyone has a lusty desires within. Okay, let's read the purport. Everyone has a lusty desires within, and as soon as one is agitated by the movement of a beautiful woman eyebrows, the cupid within immediately throws his arrows at the heart. Thus, one is quickly conquered by the eyebrows of a beautiful woman. So, how a man is conquered? Conquered by eyebrows of a beautiful woman. When one is agitated by lusty desires, his senses are attracted by all kinds of okay, oh, enjoyable things like a sound, a vishya, all kinds of vishya. Okay, his senses are attracted by all kinds of vishyas. What are those vishyas? Okay, enjoyable things like a sound, or touch, a form, or smell, or taste. All these things somebody wants to enjoy. These attractive sense objects oblige one to come under the control of a woman. In this way, the conditional life of living entity begins. Okay, how a conditional life is beginning? We want to enjoy. That is where when we don't know when it is started. When we have the desire to enjoy, that is where it is started. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Conditional life means being under the control of a woman. Okay, it could be even vice versa as well. Conditional life means being under control of a woman. And certainly the living entity is always at the mercy of women or men. Woman is at the mercy of men, men is at the mercy of women. For what? For sense gratification. This mercy for what? Sense gratification. Thus the living entity live in a bondage to one another. So they are in a bondage to one another. And thus they continue this conditional material life illusion of Maya. Okay, we want to live in this Maya. So Maya is created and we are under this Maya. Okay, by having this bondage. Okay, between men and women. So blunt. Okay, we are moving to the next sloka. Sloka number 31. My dear girl, your face is so beautiful. Okay, with your nice eyebrows and eyes, and with your okay, okay, bluish hair. Okay, okay, bluish hair scattered about. Okay, hair is scattered, it seems. In addition, very sweet sounds are coming from your mouth. Okay, very sweet sounds are coming, it seems, from our mouth. So everything is beautiful for this guy, for Puranjana. Okay, because he's under Maya. Nonetheless, you are so covered with shyness that you do not see me face to face. Okay, she has not seen him face to face. I therefore request you, my dear girl, to to smile and kindly raise your head to see me. Please kindly raise your head and see me. He's pleading Puranjani. This all happens in everyone's life. Okay, such a speech, a typical. Anybody wants to read this? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Para. Ah, Hare Krishna. Santoshadi Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Such a speech is typical of a living entity affected by the opposite sex. This is called bewilderment occasioned by becoming conditioned by material nature. When thus attracted by the beauty of the material nature energy, one becomes very eager to enjoy. This is elaborately described in this instance of Puranjana's becoming attracted by the beautiful woman. In conditioned life, the living entity is attracted by a face, eyebrows, or eyes, a face of anything or anything. In short, everything becomes attractive. When a man or a woman is attracted by the opposite sex, it does not matter whether the opposite sex is beautiful or not. The lover sees either everything beautiful in the face of the beloved and thus becomes attracted. Thus, this attraction causes the living entity to fall down in this material world. This is described in Bhagavad Gita 7.27. Ittadveshe samuddena dvandva mohina bharata sarva bhutani mohan sarge yanti parantapa. O Shian of Bharata, Arjuna, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, overcome by the dualities of desire and hate. This condition of life is called avidya. Opposite to this avidya is real knowledge. Sri Ishopanishad distinguishes between vidya and avidya, knowledge and ignorance. By vidya, avidya or ignorance, one becomes conditioned, and by vidya, knowledge, one becomes liberated. Puranjana admits herein that he is attracted by avidya. Now he wishes to see the complete picture of avidya, and so requests the girl to raise her head so that he can see her face to face. He thus wishes to see the various features that make avidya attractive. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. See how blunt it is. He is attracted by avidya. Now he wants to see the features of avidya. That is where he is asking to rise ahead. Okay, Puranjana admits that he is attracted by avidya. Now he wishes to see the complete feature of avidya. So requests the girls to raise her head so that he can see her face to face, and thus wishes to the various features of the make avidya attractive. Sometimes like opposite sex. Okay, even if a person sees the sari, okay, start liking her because everything relates to her. He likes, and the vice versa also. Okay, that is what happens. That is what Prabhupada and Bhagavatam is telling here. If we want to be in avidya, okay, then there is no need of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Want to come out of avidya, okay, and want to move to vidya, then we need to swim against the flow, against the Maya, against the river flow, and that is where all the struggle required. And we need association. We need association. We need satsang, and we need Bhagavad Gita. We need Bhagavatam. We need sadhana. We need sharanagati. We need all this. If somebody wants to live in avidya, don't need all this. But like once you touch Bhagavatam, we understand what is vidya and how miserable condition one is in. We start realizing all that. That is the greatness of Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Let's move to the next sloka. Sloka number 32. Narada continued, my dear king, when Puranjana becomes so attracted and impatient to touch the girl, he is so impatient to touch that girl, Puranjani, and enjoy her. And the girl also became attracted by his words. See what is happening. She also attracted by his words and accepted his request. Okay, by smiling. Now she started responding. She is listening everything and started responding. Okay, how she started responding? Okay, by smile. By this time, she was certainly attracted by the king. So she started smiling and started responding. Okay. Now, by the incident, we can understand that when a man is aggressive and begins to woo a woman, by this incident, we can understand that when a man is aggressive and begins to woo a woman, the woman becomes attracted to the man. This process is described in Bhagavatam 5.5.8 as, okay, what is it? Pumsa streva mithani bhavam etam. This is attraction is intact on the platform of sexual life. Thus, the sex impulse is the platform of material engagement. See, the sex impulse is a platform of material engagement. This conditional life, the platform material sense enjoyment, is a cause of forgetfulness of spiritual life. So two things we have. One is spiritual life and the other one is material sense enjoyment. What is this sex impulse? Okay, is a platform. It's a main platform for this material engagement. In this way, the living entity of the original Krishna consciousness became covered. It's fully covered. Krishna consciousness is being covered. Okay. Okay. Are converted into this material consciousness. See how beautiful it is. Krishna conscious to the material consciousness. Everybody. Somebody is not Krishna conscious means what conscious somebody is in material consciousness, it seems. Thus, one is engaged in the business of sense gratification. So, if somebody is material consciousness, what that person does, it's a sense gratification. So, we all know this. So, I'm moving on to the next sloka, sloka number 33. Okay, now 8:30. I think let's continue for 15 minutes. Is that okay, Mataji? Shilpa Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. 15 minutes is fine, Prabhuji.
Okay. So we'll continue 15 minutes and we'll stop wherever it is. But these are all wonderful purports, okay, for Grosthas. That is the reason I would like to walk through each and every word going in the purport. The goal said, "O best of human beings, I do not know who has begotten me." Okay, now goal started speaking. "O best of human being, I do not know who has begotten me. I don't know. Okay, my father, mother. I cannot speak to you perfectly about this." Okay. Puranjana asked all these questions, no? Okay. Nor I know the names of or the origin of the associated with me. I don't know even the names who originated with me. So she started answering. So let us understanding this. What is the meaning of this? Means we don't know where we started this materialistic life. That is what is Prabhupada is answering with this purport. The living entity is ignorant of his origin. We don't know our origin. He does not know why this material world was created. Okay. And without touching Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, tell me, Prabhuji's Matajis, okay, we don't know why we this material world created. We don't know, right? Before we come here. Now, after coming here, we know why this is created. This is created because we want to come here. Krishna has created this so that we are enjoying under the control of Maya. Now we realize that. So without touching Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, the Prabhupada purpose, we don't know why this world is created. That is what he's saying. He does not know. Living entity don't know why this material world is created. Okay, why others are working in this material world, and what is ultimate source of this manifestation is. Okay, no one knows the answers to these questions, and this is called ignorance. No one knows these answers. That is called ignorance. By reaching into the, by researching into the origin of life. If somebody researches origin of life, important scientist, and finding some chemical composition or cellular combination, but actually no one knows the origin, original source of the life within this material world. The phrase Brahma Jignasa is used here to indicate an inquisitiveness to know. Okay, the phrase Brahma Jignasa is to indicate the inquisitive to the original source of our existence in this material world. No philosopher, here Prabhupada is so blunt, no philosopher, no scientist, no politician actually knows where from we are from. Go and ask. So I tried to do this Prabhuji's Matajis. Like there are so many big shots to come from US, London, Europe, okay, and we do have very informal or formal, informal, many times informal conversations. We do restaurants go and talk, right? Like some vice presidents, senior vice presidents, executive directors, managing directors, CEOs do come. So when you ask this question in very informal conversations, what is the purpose of this life? Hardly anybody answered. What do you think the purpose of this life? You know what people answer? Okay, help myself, help others. This is the maximum answer I got in my career of these 20 years. When I tried to ask this, what is the answer? Help yourself, help others, and leave the body peacefully. But only the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam can give the right answer. So no, that is what is Prabhupada is explaining here. No philosopher, no scientist, no politician can actually know where from we have come. Why are here struggling so hard? His CEO is not struggling. He's struggling, okay, more than any employee in any company. A CEO. Why we are struggling here so hard for the existence and where we will go? Okay. Generally people are of the opinion that we all here accidentally. People don't know why we took birth, right? So some people, we just took birth. We don't know. Randomly we took birth as a human. See, this is what many people answer. Generally, people are of the opinion that we are all here accidentally, and as soon as these bodies are finished, all our dramatic activities will be finished, and we will become zero. Somebody, a big industry, okay, he's a managing director. He started established, okay, he became a big hero. But what happens after he becomes zero? We don't know what is his or her next birth. Such a scientist and philosopher are impersonalist and voidist. In this word, the goal is expressing the actual position of living entity. Here, Puranjani is telling our position. She cannot tell Puranjana her father name because she does not know from where she came. Okay, nor does she know why she is present in that place. She is frankly says that she does not know anything about all this. This is the position of the living entity in the material world. We don't know anything. Where are we? Where we came from? What was our previous birth? Where we are leading? We don't know all that. Okay. Therefore, so many scientists, philosophers, and big leaders, okay, but they do not know where from they have come, nor they know that where, okay, why they are so busy within this material world to obtain the position so-called happiness. Why everybody is searching for Prabhuji's Matajis? Why a politician, okay, wants to become MLA, MLA become minister, minister become chief minister, chief minister wants to become prime minister. Why they all wants to become? They want to become happy. But were they happy? Ask them. After they becoming MLA, ask them, will they happy? They'll say after becoming MLA, so headache. So many people I have to meet, so many thing work I have to do. So in this material world, we have many nice facilities of a living being. So Balagovinda Prabhu quotes one thing. I always like that. Only two categories of people can be happy in this material world. Prabhuji quotes. One is only one mad fellow, and the one is pure Krishna conscious devotee. Okay. So only possible to only these two categories can be happy, and remaining all not possible to become happy. Whoever it is, okay, it could be even prime minister of any country. In this material world, who may have many nice facilities for living. In this material world, don't we have facilities? Yes, we have facilities for living. But we are so foolish that we do not ask who has made this world habitable for us. And it has arranged it so nicely, but nobody questions. Who arranged this such a beautiful world? Nobody questions that. Everything is functioning in order, correct? At rainy season, rain comes. But the people are foolishly think that they are produced by a chance in the material world, and that after death they become zero. They think that the beautiful place of habitation will automatically remain. Okay, people think that everything is just happening automatically, just like a Big Bang theory. Just by Big Bang, everything became just like that so nicely, and everything is rotating in the orbit just like very nicely. How foolishness it is! Heights of foolishness. Big Bang theory is a heights of foolishness. Okay, going to the next sloka. Sloka 34. Oh, great hero. Okay, we only know, okay, that we are existing in this place. We do not know what we come after. We do not know what will come after. Indeed, we are so foolish that we do not care to understand who has created this beautiful place for our existence. So, Puranjani is giving some reply. We only know that we are existing in this place. We know that we are here, but we don't know that we will come after. Okay, we do not know what will come after. Okay, after this, we don't know what. I think she seems to be slightly spiritual also, because that is intelligence, right? Indeed, we are so foolish that we do not care to understand who has created this beautiful place for our residence. Who has created this city, this body? We don't know. Yesterday, somebody was telling, okay, this body is not ours. This body belongs to Krishna. Did I create this body? No. This body is created by Krishna. So this body should be used for the purpose of serving Krishna. The lack of Krishna consciousness is called ignorance. Lack of Krishna consciousness is ignorance. So in Bhagavatam, it is called Prabhavas Tavad Adobha Yatha. Everybody is born ignorant. Okay. Taking a birth with ignorance is not a problem. But the Bhagavatam, therefore, says that we all born ignorant. Okay. Within this material world, in our ignorance, we may create. With this ignorance, what is it we are doing? Okay. With this ignorance, we create nationalism. Okay. This is India, that is Pakistan. The next one is Afghanistan. And here Bangladesh. And philanthropy. So many people do a lot of philanthropy activities. You open YouTube, you will see a lot of philanthropy activities. And internationalism, science, philosophy, and so many other things. The basic principles behind all this ignorance is ignorance. See, Prabhupada, how blunt it is. Okay. When then is the value of the advancement? What then is the value of the advancement of knowledge if the basic principles of ignorance? Unless a person comes to Krishna conscious, all his activities are defeated. But he's not defeated, right? Suppose I started a company growing, it's growing, but it will be defeated, okay, at some point of time, because you leave this body and that company doesn't belongs to you and you are at a ground zero. That is what is Prabhupada meaning here. The human form of life is especially mean to, okay, despite ignorance. But okay, the human form of life especially mean to be despite ignorance, but without understanding how dissipate ignorance, people are planning and building many things. After that, however, all this is finished, constructing so many houses. Okay, after some time, when somebody leaves the body, so ground zero, again take birth. We don't know what life it is going to be. Okay, so now 843, we will try to complete with this sloka. So, my dear gentlemen, all these men and women with me are known as my friends. And the snake, who always remains awake, protects the city even during my sleeping hours. So much I know. I do not know anything beyond this. Okay. What I know is all these men, women are my friends. And this snake is there, no? Who is asked, no? The snake is with you and all that. The snake is protecting this city, protects the city even during my sleeping hours. That is prana. Because prana is there, I'm able to wake up next day. Okay, that is what is keeping me alive, right? That is what he's saying. So much I know. This is the only I know. I don't know anything beyond this. Now, let us read this para and conclude for today Bhagavatam. Okay, anybody wants to read this purport? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Mataji.
I will read, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji.
Purport. Puranjana inquired from the woman about those 11 men and their wives and the snake. The woman gave a brief description of them. She was obviously without full knowledge of her surrounding men and women and the snake. As stated before, the snake is the vital force of the living being. This vital force always remains awake even when the body and the senses become fatigued and do not work. Even in the state of unconsciousness, when we sleep, the snake or the life force remains intact and awake. Consequently, we dream when we sleep. When the living entity gives up this material body, the vital force still remains intact and is carried to another material body. This is called transmigration or change of the body. And we have come to know this process as death. Actually, there is no death. The vital force always exists with the soul. And when the soul is awakened from so-called sleep, he can see his 11 friends or the active senses and the mind with their various desires vibes. The vital life force remains. Even during our sleeping hours, we can understand by virtue of our breathing process that the snake lives by eating the air that passes within this body. Air is exhibited in the form of breathing, and as long as breath is there, one can understand that a sleeping man is alive. Even when the gross body is asleep, the vital force remains active and alive to protect the body. Thus, the snake is described as living, eating air to keep the body fit for life. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So even when the gross body is asleep, a vital force remain active and alive to protect the body. That is prana. So because prana is there, you are able to take the breath, okay, during the night. Okay, thus the snake, it is been described as a snake, is described as a living and eating air to keep the body fit and life. Here one place, Prabhupada is explaining, there is no death. There is no death. So what happens when you take sleep overnight? You take maybe 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, take deep sleep, and then again wake up. What happens in death? Maybe it's a bit longer sleep. Okay, maybe few days or few months. If you're taking a human body, again it takes few months, and again takes another body. It's a deep long sleep. That's all. So there is no death at all. That is what is Prabhupada is saying. Okay, we are immortal. We may stop taking body if we have understand Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata Dharma, and follow Krishna conscious path. We go back to Godhead, and we'll be eternally serving Krishna. So I think let us stop here. We have gone through 35 slokas here, Mataji. Shilpa Mataji, I think we have 8:47. I think we have so many services today. Today is Sunday,
Yes,
being Sunday. I think
yeah,
we have so
Prabhuji.
many services. Because the purports are so nectarious, Mataji, I have gone through the purports instead of just summary.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it's okay to go slow, okay, to understand Bhagavatam. Yeah, and you all know Bhagavatam. It is not that I do not know. You all know everything. Okay, it is just I facilitate to read the purpose of Prabhupada. I have done nothing here. Okay, if I am saying anything wrong, please forgive me. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Any questions? If you have any, otherwise we'll close the call here. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Mataji's.
Nice Prabhu. Prasad Prabhu ki jai ho.
Hare
Uh,
Krishna.
nicely put those examples of yesterday's services in the class with the Prabhupada statements. So that's the beauty of preaching. Okay. And you utilize this time in serving Krishna. Thank you. I am also here by attending. Thank you. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
for
Prabhuji. Prasad Prabhu, thank you so much for wonderful.
thank you, Satyadev Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's in summary, it is just a imaginary. I mean, this Puranjanopakyanam is all like a imaginary, and they are trying to narrate this body and soul and everything. Right?
Yes, for our intelligence, false intelligence, Prabhu. Yeah,
Yes. Thank you so
which want to enjoy. Correct. But next 3 chapters also following this, Prabhu. And if you could follow this chapter and next 3 chapters, it's going to be great, Prabhu. Okay, we can understand the philosophy and Krishna conscious very clearly. Narada Maharshi gave a great preaching, preaching, Prabhu. Here, next 3 chapters. Okay, I would say that.
I think this Puranjanopakyanam, this one particular chapter itself is good enough for everyone to give them very. It's very easy
Yes.
and simple way to understand how
Yes.
this body and how that's all these senses and how they all these get attracted to this
Agree.
material nature.
Agree. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you for your comments, Prabhu. Satyadev. Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Anything else, Prabhu, or we can close the call here? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mahendra Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah, Prabhuji, if there are no questions, so we can end the call here.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Anandram Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji, for joining the call. Next class we have on the Ekadashi day, which is again a weekday, Wednesday. So we'll have, as usual, Mangalarti and the class. So please join and be available. Thank you.
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya
Vancha
krupasindhubhyasya
kalpatarubhyasya krupasindhubhyascha patitana bhavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Anantapoti Vaishnavandana Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you, Shilpa Mataji, for giving this opportunity. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.